Do you feel it? A life that happens to you, not for you. A constant storm of pressures, words you regret, moods that command you, and worries that steal your peace. There is a simple, ancient power to reclaim your life from the inside out. The final step is the most profound key to it all, so I invite you to walk this path with me until the very end. Mindful speech. What is a word? We treat them as if they are weightless, as if they are just puffs of air that vanish the moment they are spoken. But this is a profound misunderstanding of the world and our place within it. Every word you release into the world is an action. It is a seed. You cannot see the seed grow instantly, and so you believe it has no effect. But it lands in the soil of another person's mind or in the soil of your own, and it begins to grow in the dark. A seed of kindness can grow into a forest of trust. A seed of complaint can grow into a desert of bitterness. A seed of anger can grow into a field of conflict. Before you even begin to think about controlling your life, you must first understand that you are a gardener and your words are your seeds. The harvest you experience in your life, the quality of your relationships, the opportunities you receive, the peace you feel, is a direct result of the seeds you have been planting, consciously or unconsciously, day after day. The first practice, then, is not about learning what to say, but about learning when to be silent. Silence is not emptiness. It is a space of immense potential. It is the space of listening, of observing, of understanding. When you are constantly speaking, you are constantly expending your energy, your vital force. Imagine you are a vessel filled with water. Every unnecessary word, every complaint, every piece of gossip, every harsh judgment is a small hole in that vessel. By the end of the day, you feel drained, empty, and you do not understand why. It is because you have let your life force leak out through the careless use of your mouth. But when you practice mindful silence, you seal those holes. You preserve your energy. In that silence, you can finally hear what is truly important, the needs of others, the truth of a situation, and most importantly, the quiet voice of your own inner wisdom. Before you allow a word to pass your lips, let it pass through 3 gates. This is an ancient practice, and its power is timeless. The first gate asks, is it true? Not just, do I think it is true, but do I know it to be true with certainty? This one gate alone would silence so much of the world's noise. It would prevent the spread of rumors, of misinformation, of baseless opinions that masquerade as facts. It forces you to become a student of reality, not just a narrator of your own perceptions. It requires humility, the ability to say, I do not know, which is a statement of immense strength. To commit to truthfulness in your speech is to align yourself with the fundamental nature of reality. Your words begin to have weight because people learn that what you say is a reflection of what is, not just what you feel. The second gate asks, is it necessary? Or a kinder way to ask this is it helpful? Does this word need to be said right now by me? You may have something that is true, but is it necessary to share it? So much of what we say is simply to fill the space, to draw attention to ourselves, to prove that we are here and we have an opinion. We speak to ease our own discomfort with silence. But if you pause and ask if your words will genuinely contribute to the situation, if they will uplift, clarify, or support, you will find that much of what you are about to say can remain unsaid. This practice is not about becoming cold or distant. It is about becoming a source of meaningful contribution. It is the difference between being noise in a room and being a note of music. It is about understanding that your presence, your calm and attentive silence can often be more helpful than any words you could offer. The third and final gate is perhaps the most important. It asks, is it kind? A statement can be both true and necessary, but if it is delivered without kindness, its potential for good is lost. It becomes a weapon. Kindness is the vehicle through which truth can be received. Without it, truth is just a blunt instrument. To speak with kindness means to consider the heart of the person you are speaking to. It means to choose words that build up rather than tear down. It means to offer feedback with the genuine intention of helping, not hurting. It is a recognition of our shared humanity, of the fact that everyone is fighting a battle you know nothing about. When you master the art of speaking truth with kindness, your words become medicine. They can heal wounds, mend relationships, and inspire change in a way that harshness never can. This is the ultimate mastery of the mouth, to make your speech a source of healing in the world. This control of the mouth is not a restriction, it is a liberation. It frees you from the exhausting cycle of drama and misunderstanding. It frees you from the regret of saying the wrong thing. It conserves your precious energy for what truly matters. When you speak less, you see more, you hear more. Your mind becomes clearer. You begin to understand people and situations on a much deeper level. Your relationships transform because people feel safe in your presence. They know you are not a source of careless words or harsh judgments. They feel your respect through your attentive silence. The world begins to trust you because your word becomes your bond. This is not a small thing. This is the very foundation of a life of integrity and peace. It all begins with the simple, profound decision to become the master of the words you release into the world. Inner weather, your mood, your emotional state is not you. This is the first and most vital understanding you must arrive at if you wish to have any measure of control over your inner world. We have a habit of identifying with our emotions. We say, I am angry. We say, I am sad. In doing so, we fuse our identity with a passing phenomenon. But you are not the anger. You are not the sadness. You are the one who is aware of the anger. You are the one who is experiencing the sadness. Think of it this way. You are the sky and your emotions are the weather. The weather is constantly changing. One moment it is sunny and clear. The next there are dark clouds, rain, even storms. But the sky does not become the storm. The sky contains the storm. The storm passes, but the sky remains, vast and unchanged. Your task is not to fight the weather. You cannot command the clouds to disappear. Your task is to become a stable, spacious sky that can allow the weather of your emotions to pass through without being destroyed by it. So what does this mean in a practical sense? It means that when an emotion arises, the first step is not to react, not to judge, and not to suppress. The first step is simply to notice, to name it. Ah, this is anger. This is frustration. This is joy. By naming it, you create a small space between you and the emotion. You are no longer lost inside it. You are observing it. Then you can become curious. Where does this emotion live in your body? Is the anger a tightness in your jaw, a heat in your chest? Is the anxiety a knot in your stomach, a shallowing of your breath? Go to the physical sensation. Breathe into it. Do not try to make it go away. Simply observe it with a gentle, non-judgmental awareness. What you will find is that no emotion is permanent. When you watch it without feeding it the story of this is terrible, I shouldn't be feeling this, it will eventually run out of fuel. It will crest like a wave and then recede. The practice is to learn how to surf the waves instead of being pulled under by them. We believe our moods are caused by external events. The traffic made me angry. My boss made me frustrated. The news made me sad. While external events are certainly triggers, they are not the cause of our reaction. The cause of our reaction is our own internal conditioning. 10 people can experience the exact same event, and you will have 10 different emotional responses. This proves that the power is not in the event itself, but in the space between the event and our response to it. This space is where your freedom lies. At first, this space may seem infinitesimally small. An event happens and the emotion is instant. But through practice, through mindfulness, you can expand that space. In that space, you have a choice. You can choose to follow the old habitual pattern of reaction, or you can choose a different path. You can choose to breathe. You can choose to see the situation from another perspective. You can choose to not let the external world dictate your internal state. The body is the anchor for the mind. You cannot command your mind to be calm with more thoughts, just as you cannot smooth rough water by slapping at it. You must work with the body. Notice your posture right now. Are you slumped? Is your chest concave? Are your shoulders rounded forward? This is the posture of defeat, of sadness, of low energy. Now simply try this. Sit up straight. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Open your chest. Take a deep, slow breath all the way down into your belly. And another. How do you feel? There is an immediate shift. The mind follows the body. When you carry yourself with dignity, with openness, your emotional state begins to align with that physical posture. Your breath is the most powerful tool you have. When you are anxious, your breath is shallow and fast. When you are calm, it is deep and slow. You can hijack this system. By consciously choosing to breathe slowly and deeply, you send a signal to your nervous system that everything is okay. You tell your body, and therefore your mind, that it is safe to be calm. This is a skill, a physical practice, just like learning to throw a punch or hold a stance. Cultivating a stable mood is not about creating a life free of problems. That is an impossible fantasy. It is about building a container so strong, so resilient, that it can hold whatever life brings. It is like forging a sword. The steel must be heated in the fire of difficulty and then plunged into the cold water of practice over and over again. Each time it becomes stronger. Your emotional resilience is the same. Every time you successfully navigate a difficult emotion without being consumed by it, you become stronger. You learn to trust yourself more. You no longer live in fear of your own feelings because you know they are just weather. You develop what is known as equanimity, a deep, unshakable inner balance that is not dependent on external conditions. This is not a cold detachment. It is a warm, spacious, and loving presence that has room for both joy and sorrow, for both success and failure. It is the deep, quiet peace of the sky which allows all weather to come and go, forever remaining itself. This inner stability is the source of all clear seeing. When your mood is a raging storm, how can you make wise decisions about your money, your relationships, or your future? You cannot. You will only make decisions that reflect the chaos inside you. But when you have cultivated a calm inner center, you can see the world with clarity. You can respond to challenges with wisdom and grace instead of blind reaction. Your energy is no longer wasted on fighting your own inner demons. Instead, that energy is freed up to create, to connect, to serve, and to build a life of purpose. Taking control of your mood is not a luxury. It is the essential foundation upon which a meaningful life is built. It is the patient, daily practice of tending to your own inner weather so that you can become a harbor of peace for yourself and for everyone you meet. True wealth. Let us talk about money. For so many, this word is the source of the greatest anxiety and the greatest desire. It is the ghost that haunts every decision. We must re-examine our relationship with it from the very root. What is money? In its essence, it is a form of stored energy. It is a tool. It is nothing more and nothing less. It is not good. It is not evil. It is like a hammer. You can use a hammer to build a house, or you can use it to cause harm. The hammer itself has no intention. The intention lies in the hand that wields it. The problem is not the money. The problem is our attachment to it, our fear of its absence, and our unending craving for more of it. We have come to believe that the accumulation of this tool is the goal of life itself, and in doing so, we have forgotten what the tool is for. We spend our health to gain wealth, and then we spend our wealth to try and regain our health. It is an insane cycle. The true path to financial freedom is not in learning how to get more, but in learning how to need less. This is a radical idea in a world that is constantly screaming at you to want more, buy more, be more. The culture is designed to create a sense of lack within you. It tells you that you are not complete without this new car, this new phone, this new piece of clothing. It creates a bottomless pit of desire inside you, and then it sells you things to temporarily fill that pit. But it is never filled. The satisfaction is fleeting, and then the craving returns stronger than before. To control your money, you must first control your desire. You must turn your attention inward and ask, what do I truly need to be happy? Not what society tells you that you need, but what you, in your deepest wisdom, know to be true. When you investigate this question honestly, you discover what constitutes true wealth. True wealth is a strong, healthy body that can carry you through life with energy and vigor. True wealth is a calm, clear mind that is free from the tyranny of constant anxiety and fear. True wealth is time. It is the freedom to spend your days in a way that is meaningful to you, not just in the endless pursuit of survival. True wealth is having deep, authentic relationships with other people. It is the feeling of being loved and the ability to give love freely. True wealth is a set of skills that allow you to contribute value to the world and to be self-reliant. True wealth is a connection to nature, to something larger than your own small self. These are the assets that matter. And the paradox is, when you focus on cultivating this true wealth, your relationship with money begins to heal. The discipline you apply to managing your money is a direct reflection of the discipline you apply to managing your mind. They are not separate things. Creating a budget and sticking to it is not just an accounting exercise. It is an act of mindfulness. It is a practice of awareness. It forces you to look honestly at where your energy, your money, is going. You begin to see the patterns. You see how much you spend on things that provide only fleeting pleasure, and how little you might invest in things that provide lasting well-being. The act of saving money, of consciously putting some aside for the future, is an act of patience and foresight. It is a declaration that you value your future peace more than your present impulse. It is training your mind to delay gratification, which is a foundational skill for success in any area of life. Mindful spending means asking, will this purchase truly add value to my life, or is it just feeding a craving? This simple question can transform your financial reality. Imagine you have a cup. This cup represents your desire. The world tells you that happiness is found by pouring more and more water, more money, more possessions into your cup. But for most people, the cup has no bottom. No matter how much water you pour in, it is never full. You are always thirsty. The path of wisdom is not to find more water. The path of wisdom is to repair the cup. It is to find the bottom of your desires. It is to arrive at a place of enough. When you know what is enough for you, you become free. The frantic chase ends. You can then use money as the tool it is intended to be. You can use it to create security for your family. You can use it to buy time, to free yourself from work you do not enjoy, so you can pursue your passions. You can use it to support others, to be generous. When you are not a slave to wanting more, you can become a master of using what you have for the good. Do not misunderstand. This is not a call for a life of poverty or destitution. It is a call for a life of sanity. It is about shifting your focus from the symbol, the money, to the reality it is meant to serve, your well-being. It is about understanding that the person who has $10 million but lives in constant fear of losing it is poorer than the person who has a modest income but lives with a heart full of peace and gratitude. The control of your money begins with the control of your mind. When you tame your desires, when you define your own meaning of wealth, when you practice financial discipline as a form of mindfulness, money ceases to be your master. It becomes your servant, and you become truly, unshakably wealthy in all the ways that matter. Silent observer. We have arrived at the center. The mouth, the mood, the money. All of these are branches of a tree. But the mind is the root. If the root is sick, the entire tree will wither. If the root is healthy, the tree will flourish. All the struggles you face, all the turmoil, all the lack of control you feel originates in one place, your unobserved mind. Your mind, in its natural state, is like a wild monkey, jumping from branch to branch, thought to thought, without rest. It swings from a memory of the past to an anxiety about the future, from a judgment about another person to a criticism of yourself. It is a constant chaotic storm of noise, and we believe that we are that noise. We believe that we are the monkey. This is the great illusion that keeps us trapped. The most powerful, life-altering truth you can ever realize is this: you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that is aware of your thoughts. There is a part of you, a silent, still center, that can watch the drama of the mind without getting caught in it. This is the silent observer. This is your true self. The practice is to learn to step back from the stream of thinking and simply watch it flow by. Imagine you are sitting on the bank of a river. The thoughts, feelings, and sensations are the water flowing past. Sometimes the river is calm and clear. Sometimes it is turbulent and muddy. Your job is not to jump into the river and be swept away. Your job is not to try and stop the river from flowing. That is impossible and will only exhaust you. Your job is to simply sit on the bank and watch. Ah, there is a thought about work. There is a feeling of sadness. There is a plan for tomorrow. You watch them arise. You watch them stay for a moment, and you watch them pass away. You do not cling to them. You do not push them away. You just watch. This is the final insight that was promised, the key that unlocks everything else. When you can rest as the silent observer, you gain mastery over the other domains. When a negative or unkind thought arises, you see it before it becomes a word. As the observer, you have a choice. Do I give this thought energy? Do I speak it into existence? Or do I just let it pass like a cloud in the sky? This is how you control your mouth. You are no longer a puppet of every thought that pops into your head. You become the master of your speech because you are first the master of your own mind. You choose what to cultivate and what to let go. The same is true for your mood. When a strong emotion like anger or fear arises, the unobserved mind is immediately consumed by it. It becomes the anger. But from the perspective of the silent observer, you can see it differently. You can say, awareness is noticing a strong energy of anger arising in the body and mind. You feel the physical sensations, the heat, the tension, but you are not lost in the story of the anger. You are the spacious container for it. Because you are not fueling it with more angry thoughts, the emotion is allowed to run its course and dissolve naturally. You are no in control of the weather, but you are no longer terrorized by it. You have found the unshakable peace of the sky. This is how you control your mood. And what of money and desire, the craving for more, the fear of not having enough? These are just thoughts and feelings too. The silent observer can watch the thought, I need that new thing, arise in the mind. It can feel the sensation of desire in the body, but because it is just watching, it does not have to act on it. It can see the thought for what it is, a conditioned, transient mental event, not an absolute command. By not identifying with the thought of desire, you sever its power over you. You are free to make wise, conscious decisions about your resources, based on your true needs, not on the fleeting whims of the monkey mind. This is the ultimate control over your money and your relationship with the material world. It is a freedom that no amount of money can buy. This practice of becoming the silent observer is not complicated, but it requires daily, patient effort. It is the practice of meditation, to sit even for just 5 minutes a day and to bring your attention to your breath. When the mind wanders, as it will, you gently and without judgment guide it back to the breath. Each time you do this, you are strengthening the muscle of your awareness. You are practicing stepping out of the river of thoughts and resting on the bank. You can do this not only in formal meditation, but in daily life. When you are washing the dishes, just wash the dishes. Feel the warm water on your hands. Smell the soap, hear the sound of the plates. Be fully present. In these small moments, you are training the mind to be here, now, in this moment, where you can be the observer. This is the path. This is the ultimate freedom. It is the realization that the cage that you felt you were in was made of your own thoughts. And you, the silent observer, were never in the cage. You were always free. The practice is simply to remember who you truly are. You are not the fleeting thoughts, the changing moods, the endless desires, or the careless words. You are the silent, spacious, loving awareness that witnesses it all. This is the source of all peace, all wisdom, and all true power. This is the home you have been searching for all your life, and it has been right here, inside you, all along. This is the work. It is not glamorous. It does not happen overnight. It is the quiet, daily, moment-by-moment choice to be the master of your own inner world. It is the choice to guard your mouth, to observe your moods, to tame your desires, and above all, to rest in the silent, watchful awareness that is your true nature. This is not a journey to become someone new. It is the journey of remembering the powerful, peaceful, and whole person you have always been. I had to pause the video multiple times just to breathe and let this sink in. The concept of being the sky and my emotions being the weather just shattered a lifelong belief that I was my anxiety. I've always tried to fight it, to get rid of it. The idea that I can just let it be there as a storm that will pass while I remain the sky. It feels like I've been given a key to a cage I didn't even realize I was in. Thank you for this. Truly. Going to try the 3 gates with my speech this week.